Hey, y'all.
Come on in.
Come on in.
Is there an echo? Do I have an echo? Oh. Okay. How are you?
I'm great. About as good as it's gonna get.
Oh, hey, thanks for popping in. We appreciate it.
Hey, y'all.
So tonight is a special edition or not. I think we should just get to it, to be very honest. I don't think we should.
Here?
No, I didn't tell Charles to come because I thought it was Carlee. We have a lot to cover.
Okay. Yeah, we do.
A little bit of time. So I felt that we should just get right to it. Did you want to discuss anything before we got into it?
Well, first and foremost, we're going to be talking about Carlee Russell, y'all, and how she had us messed up, and how some of the Black people was coming for other Black people in the comments.
She didn't have me messed up. I was not on the list.
Okay. I was on the bandwagon for about 2.5 seconds. And then I said, something ain't right here. So today we're going to be going through all the facts. We are a fact-based podcast. And we're going to break it down. I have clips.
So if you didn't know anything about the Carlee Russell investigation, this is a perfect show to watch because we have all the things. And we're going to share that with you tonight.
Yeah, because, everybody don't have time like I had time this past week to do the research. Tasha had the time. I had the time. We all had the time. So I have a big spill for you guys. When did Carlee go missing, Tasha? Was it Thursday?
It was Thursday the 13th at 9:30 at night.
Okay, so Carlee went missing on Thursday. They found her wig, a cell phone, Apple Watch, her car. She did call the police and told them that a baby was walking alongside the road. Now, that's the first lie we want to address, right, Tasha?
Sure.
She said the baby was walking around the road. If anyone has seen the camera footage, you can just put in Carlee Russell traffic cam and it will come up. The baby walked. She said the baby walked along the side of the road. That was 600 feet. That's how many football fields?
I want to say they said 7 football fields or 6 football fields, something like that.
7 football fields. So this baby had a shirt, a pamper on, and no shoes. And he walked 6 football fields, and she drove behind him. I guess that's why she was driving like that.
She's being a good Samaritan. That's not what made me not believe the story.
Okay, what made you not believe it?
Well, things went awry for me about the wig.
About the wig? Why?
Because she's a Black woman. So when did you take your wig off? Was it during the tussling? Or what? How did the wig come off is the question. That's when things seemed a little odd to me.
In the beginning, I figured when I first heard her wig was gone or left behind, I thought, daggone it, they snatched her wig and probably snatched her edges if she had glue. You know, maybe she used the elastic band method and she just had elastic band in the bag and she could take it off easily. But now,
I take that back. That's not why I believe where I went wrong.
I
actually thought something she was missing until she came back. I think when
the whole time that she was missing,
the story seemed odd, but I did not believe it. I was more worried about walking my dog in the dark. I was a little more cautious. It seems like a very odd story for a young African American woman to stop for a baby and ride all that way in this dark street. But we didn't get footage of all that until she returned, if I'm not mistaken. So when she returned and they said that she walked up to her parents' house and she got free, and she walked up calmly on someone's ring camera, that's when all my red flags went off. Something was up. That was the return was what made this questionable.
Well, for me, it was the traffic cam video. Because I didn't see nobody snatch her. Even though I was watching videos of people like scrubbing the video, I tried to see where she went into the bushes or somebody grabbed her or there was the tussle where she screamed. Which brings me to question, were you ever on the phone with your sister-in-law or your brother's girlfriend?
So let's back up. For those that don't know much about the story, apparently she went to work. She went to Target. She went to get her mom some food. She got on the interstate to go home. She lives with her parents. Am I right? She lives with her parents.
Let's note that she did steal from work that day. She stole a robe and some toilet paper. And also, we're not sure yet if the $107 in her sock was from the cash register at work.
So she stole from work. She decided she might need a robe in her travels. So she took a robe because she works at a spa. Mm-hmm. And then she took a roll of toilet paper. Yes. She then went to Target to pick up snacks. The snacks include Cheez-Its and granola bars.
Yes.
Then goes to get her mom's food, which is confusing to me. She must planned on dropping the food first. I'm not really sure why she did that. She should have just not got anything at all. But anywho, back to my story.
Well, she had to make it be believable.
So she calls the sister-in-law. When she calls the sister-in-law, she talks to the sister-in-law and tells her she saw this white. Did you know that the baby was Caucasian? I didn't know the baby was Caucasian. So when we listen, we end up hearing that baby is Caucasian. He don't have on no shoes. He got on a diaper and a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. And then apparently the sister-in-law supposedly heard her screaming after talking to the baby. That was when she was snatched, I'm assuming. But now you're questioning whether or not there was even a snatching.
There wasn't. There wasn't a snatching. She must have went into the woods unwillingly. She had to.
So fast forward for our co-hosts. If everybody who's here, which is not many, but for those that are here, can you please put in the comments if you believe young Carlee or if you think Carlee is telling a lie? So just put truth or lie in the comments if you believe that she's telling a lie. I would love to hear what everyone thinks because at this point, Carlee returns home. Was it Saturday?
Yeah. So
Carlee returns home Saturday, walks up her mama's neighborhood as if nothing is wrong.
Right.
And there's some conflicting stories there about how she walked up the neighborhood, I believe. But regardless, she returns. She gives a very bogus story of a man with red hair.
And a girlfriend.
The girl with the man with red hair snatched her, put her in an 18-wheeler. What else did he do?
Well, the girl played with her hair, but she has she has the wig on.
This is the problem. She didn't have on a wig, y'all. So every African American woman, what's under your wig?
Straight backs.
straight bags, a wig cap. So what was so she took your cornrows out?
She took her braids out, girl. The twirl in her hair.
And then she fed you. I've never heard
But
of
what did she feed?
nice,
But what did she feed her? The same snacks from Target.
The same ones from because she had them on hand. So there's another lie. Here's another problem. So right as you were getting kidnapped, everything was left in your car, but you decided to grab the robe. Did you know that? I don't know if I talked to you about that.
Yeah, she grabbed the robe and the
toilet tissue, and the Target in contents. Those things were not found in the car when they went to go find her.
Yeah, I mean, she took them with her with the body snatchers.
Yep.
But
not one person in the comments thinks that she's telling the truth.
Which is so interesting because in the beginning of this situation and prior to up until they found her, almost even the minute before the press conference, people were still believing that she was abducted and was sex trafficked. Black women specifically, Black people specifically, were livid with other Black people who didn't believe her. In the shade room comments, everywhere.
Well, there was a hope that I don't know why. Real quick, just some technical thing. I've noticed that when this post on my Facebook, it posts as private.
Oh, really?
No one sees it but me. Just someone.
But you usually have the most views.
Well, that's because I've been going in and fixing that, like right now.
How do you know if it's private?
Well, there's no share button.
Oh, mine is too.
We ain't getting no. So you just go to the little 3 dots, edit privacy, and boom, yeah. So anyhow, back to what we were saying. What were we saying?
We were saying
very good, Wanda. Very good. So initially, when they released everything, they started to release the footage. There was talk about it being spiritual.
Spiritual or super or what is alien?
I think that kind of that's not the same.
That's not the same thing.
No, it's not. But regardless, it does look it. I don't know if you have footage of that or not, but it does look like she disappears. When they show the footage, it looks as if she disappears. And I don't mean them. I kind of started to think like, Lord, this might be it. Because you do not see her physically be grabbed or anything like that.
Right. That made more sense to me. And that sounds strange. Yeah. Alien coming down, snatching her, or some type of spirit coming down, taking her made more sense to me than a man coming out the woods. Because it was hard for us to see. We couldn't see anything. No. Which then brought us to the idea of how can you see a little white baby at 9:34 at night, which then I saw a man on YouTube and he said, this is strange. This is like not Black women behavior. You're in Alabama driving down a country highway and you see a white baby and you decide to stop. I don't care if the baby white, green, purple. I'm not stopping.
Well, if you see the dark as it was, I don't foresee why anyone was stopping. But if she has stopped and there was a baby on the road, do you think other people should have stopped?
Yes, they would have seen the baby walking from the 6 football fields.
But if you see a baby and the baby's back here, then why are you up here?
Girl, that's a whole nother lie. Unless she doubled back, which I doubt very seriously, then there's no way she could have saw the baby and called and said, I'm getting out the car. Because the 911 operator said, well, could you get out the car and make sure he doesn't go anywhere?
She said that. What's just so sad about it is that like Tamika Mallory, we had a lot of people an alien. We had a lot of people that stood behind making sure that this young lady was found and not overseen because she was Black. We mentioned this in our last episode, I believe it was, where we talked about Black and Missing Foundation, where they focus on African Americans who are missing and being overlooked, specifically because of where they're either from and specifically because of the way they look. So I think it's very interesting that here we are standing today talking about an African-American woman who played with just that.
Yeah.
A zillion African-American women that are missing, like real deal missing. There are no clues. There was no 911 call. There's none of that. There was no call to their parents or no wig found. There's literally nothing.
And this is, I think, like what people aren't understanding is, to Anita's point, is that some people, when they say they're praying for you, they really do pray for you. Exactly. And praying, it's not a small task, y'all.
But like I had recorded this for TikTok and didn't put it up, but it's not a bad thing that we prayed for her. The thing what we need to do and remember is, as hard as we pray for her, we need to pray for everybody else. We just need to keep that going. The praying.
But we don't know about everyone else.
True. Do you think this is like a joke gone wrong? Or not a joke gone wrong, but a plan gone wrong? Yes, I think this was a plan gone wrong. She actually had a statement to the cops. Now she won't do a statement. I think it's because she's lawyered up, like that lady said on YouTube. She has a lawyer. The lawyer just told her.
Her parents kind of messed up the situation, which I do have a clip of her parents' body language. So give me 1 minute and I will present that.
And everybody, please share. If you are, while you're waiting for Danielle to pull it up, please share. Of course, you'll be able to watch the replay.
Carlee has given detectives her statement.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you'll be able to watch the replay and you'll be able to listen to us, but please share. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay, so this is a clip of them saying about Carlee's statement.
So that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
And then look at the dad's and the mom's head shake when they say that they believed Carlee. Listen, look at this.
Do you believe that there's an abductor still out there?
Absolutely.
Y'all, first of all, them saying absolutely, but you shaking no.
He went like this.
And his was in a circle. Hers was, no, I believe there's an abductor. Which is this, sis? Is it an abductor or not?
So do you think Carlee's parents knew?
At this point, in that video, they knew.
You think they knew in that video?
In that video, they knew.
Yeah. But initially, they probably did not know anything about this.
Nope, but they're willing to cover it up.
But guys, there's a part that they don't discuss much. But there's a Red Roof Inn. The Red Roof Inn situation makes me think that the parents have been covering it up since like day 1, day 2.
Yes. So there was a Red Roof Inn call. Also, y'all, I didn't get to tell you this, Tasha. So there was a Red Roof Inn call the mom said they received a text message from someone that said Carlee was at the Red Roof Inn. So, but before that, there's a statement that I am going to read to you guys. The statement came out yesterday, Tasha, that the mom did admit to the Red Roof Inn situation.
I heard it.
In the beginning, she didn't. She said there was no Red Roof Inn situation. So basically, the family heard that Carlee was at a Red Roof Inn. They went there, 6 carfuls. Red Roof Inn calls the police because they're overwhelmed. They don't know what to do. They say, all these people are here for Carlee Russell, help. So the police admitted, but the mom said, no, that didn't happen. Then a couple of days later, she's like, yeah, well, that wasn't a real statement. That, that wasn't a real lead. That wasn't Carlee, supposedly. So Tasha, tell us what you think. You think that Carlee was actually at the Red Roof Inn?
I think Carlee jumped over the fence, went to the Red Roof Inn, whether she took a bus, whether she took an Uber, or she had a friend pick her up. I'm not sure how she got there, but I think that eventually she was at the Red Roof Inn. I have seen that there's some speculation that she had done some searches about how to get an abortion, how to have a baby, things of that nature.
Which brings me to this clip I'm going to show you.
Yeah, which would make sense. Like, to be honest, we are still looking for a reason because we don't know why someone would do this of this length. So maybe there was a deeper reason.
This next clip is just an audio clip of Carlee's parents speaking to like a news reporter. They went to Atlanta. Now, it's important to know that here in Atlanta, you can still get abortions.
Mm-hmm.
So they went to Atlanta to search for Carlee. So let's take a listen of that.
And Mrs. Russell, thanks so much for making the effort to speak with us here tonight. You say that you're in Atlanta. Has there been a tip or information that has come in that your daughter could possibly be in the Atlanta area?
Yes, we received a tip, but we had already planned to search the Georgia area. The tip turned out not to be a viable tip. Nonetheless, we had planned to visit and search the Georgia area.
Why?
Two things.
Why would you plan to search the Georgia area unless you knew she was pregnant, thought she was pregnant, and knew the only way she could get rid of that baby was to have have an abortion in Georgia?
That's exactly right. I think that they knew that. You didn't hear how she was like, yeah, we were planning to come visit Atlanta anyway.
Exactly. They knew or I saw this part. I read something or saw on YouTube that possibly they already know what comes with Carlee.
Yes.
So they're her parents. They know what's happened before this. They know what's up. So we don't know what Carlee's done in the past that has warranted her parents to already know where to look for her. I don't mean any harm. If I go missing, my sister might know where to look for me. My mom would be like, well, where will we start? You get what I'm saying? Like, nothing's wrong. Why wouldn't she be home or within a few city ranges? Why would she have to leave the state? That's super odd. And
it is. And speaking to that point of her parents probably knowing she was a little off, I think it was very interesting that the media, the way we portrayed her in the media was great. It was so good that I was impressed because she looked like she was a nurse, and that was a lie. She's not a nurse yet. She's a nursing student. Also, we found out that she's possibly flunking out of school. So there's that. Second, she comes across as this wholesome country girl in her video, in her pictures, all of the pictures. She looks very wholesome. Typically, the media paints
that they showed us.
Yes. Typically, the media paints us as thugs, prostitutes, strippers, and the club ratchet. Well, if you go to her Instagram, I don't mean no harm. I'm not judging her, but she has a lot of exposed body parts. And that it is interesting that in this case,
it was just two different perceptions.
It was two different perceptions, which made people fall in love with trying to find her because she would look like a wholesome girl.
Let's ask the people that are in here now. How many people believed it initially when it first came on?
I did.
I think I did. I don't think I didn't believe it. So if you believed it initially, please put I believed it or I did not. I never believed it. I do think me and my sister talk about this because I think I'm concerned with us as a culture. Yeah. Because we tend to believe us because we us.
Yep. That is well. I had a friend and she was like, I just want to really believe this Black girl. I get it. You want to believe that someone wouldn't do something so terrible, but we can't go blindly follow someone blindly. They tell you that in general. Don't follow people blindly. Don't follow a politician blindly. Don't follow someone who's like. We need the details.
See, and I think that the baby really helped close the deal. We have a co-host that said, I did for sure was mad that someone would use a baby to traffic women. That put a twist to it. And then we said she was trafficked. Look, then we brought Beyonce's mom into it. Tamika Mallory. Beyonce's mom made a big thing about it. She was supportive of this search. Tamika Mallory was very supportive of this search. Next up was the NAACP. I'm sure of it. Anita said, so now because of her, if someone really comes up missing, we are going to question everything. And so that is my fear, being that once again, we focus on, and Charles is here to contest to this, we focus on Black and Missing as one of our shows, and we support the Black and Missing Foundation. And so we hope that everyone still goes out and reposts missing flyers and, you know what I mean, still support those that are truly missing. Because
I think we should still support those are truly missing. But when evidence was coming out, the camera footage was the first thing. The fact that she drove down the side of the road for 600 feet, which I didn't know it was 600 feet looking at the camera, but it was a very long time for her to have her flashers on. Like some stuff just doesn't add up. And it's okay to not go with the flow. It's okay to be like, okay, I'm really sorry she's missing, but something ain't right.
What made you throw the towel in? What was the moment where you threw the towel in?
I think the moment was her cell phone and her Apple Watch being in the car. Because to me, if I was a kidnapper, I would have thrown it in traffic.
Yeah.
I don't want them to have any traces of you because you are about to be unalive.
Especially because the phone was still on. So like they let her leave the phone on. So the mom said that like they could hear everything on the
Also, she had her Live 360 app. They were able to ping to a area in the vicinity. So like
my throw in the towel moment was the press conference.
Yesterday? Was that yesterday?
Yes. And that's when I threw in the towel like the girls line. Like at some point I was always like, it's possible that this is a larger story. Maybe we're just not getting it. But this is odd. But then when they found the searches on her phone, so
and
listen,
also the reason why she's flunking out of school is because she's stupid.
Y'all,
she's not smart because why would you search on your phone? Now, if I'm trying to become taken, I'm trying to go missing, I may search on somebody else's phone. I may even go to the library.
Yes, everyone, please put your throw in the towel moment. Our co-host said the moment for him was when she just showed up to the house and just walked in. So if you know, go back to her story, her actual story where Bozo the Clown is the one that kidnapped her with his girlfriend and then they played in her hair and fed her. She got away 3 times per her story.
Let's play the clip of the mom talking about when Carlee returned really quick.
Okay, since he mentioned that.
Yeah, that's a great segue.
What happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that.
But they say speculation about the circumstances surrounding Carlee's disappearance are only making things worse.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Girl, bye. Nobody cares what Carlee's dealing with right now.
We didn't talk about her walking up.
So let's talk about that. Tasha said that there was a Ring camera, and I saw this several other places that mentioned this. A Ring camera in the neighborhood said she was walking, and then when she got closer to her house, she started running or started acting frantic.
Well,
something was wrong.
Keep in mind, the story was when she got away the 3rd time, she ran through the woods so she couldn't run anymore, and just so happened.
So she escaped 3 times from kidnappers.
Yes, she escaped, and they didn't kill her, and they didn't tie her up
because they didn't want to hurt. They didn't want to make her wrist.
They didn't want to put marks on her wrist. These are the nicest. And
they dropped her off obviously a couple blocks away from home.
No, she got away. And
that's right. She did get away.
In the woods she just so happened to ran away in was her mama's woods.
Well, she has great survival skills. I will say that.
So back to what we were kind of breaking it down. When she is seen walking into her house, they said per the cameras, she was very calm. Her mom says something else on camera that she was not calm.
She says she was in a terrible state and she wasn't able to hug her immediately because she was in such a disarray. So then she proceeds and says, I had to wait for the medical team to say something. I had to wait for the medical team to check her out. The medical team wasn't there, Mom. Y'all had to call the police.
Take her to the hospital, and they took her to the hospital. The medical team didn't come to the home.
No, the police took her to the hospital.
Well, thank you, Charles. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched.
Stupid.
This is where my towels. I started. Towel 1 was thrown in
on July 13th. On July 13th, the term Birmingham bus station was searched. She also purchased a ticket.
Oh, you forgot the one, my favorite. This is my favorite one.
Okay.
On July 13th, how to take money from a register without being caught. Girl, what was you gonna do with the money?
I think she was taking money from her job. I also watched a video with her boss, and her boss said if he finds out that she is the one who stole money from the job, he's going to press charges because you've already stole the robe and the toilet paper. He said, I would have never.
Something else. She came when she walked in the house, she had $100 and some in her sock. So they didn't tie you up. They didn't take your money. They just wanted your Cheez-Its, your robe, and your toilet paper. They didn't want your phone. They didn't want your credit cards. They didn't rob you. They painted her
nails. They painted her nails.
Oh, they painted her nails. That's right. I forgot. Oh, and then here's the best one of all. This is the one that makes everyone feel really bad. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search was conducted for the movie Taken, the Liam Neeson movie, which features an abduction of a man's daughter. Was this a moment of silence?
It's a disaster. It's a disaster. In my mind, I was just thinking like all those people that were going in on other people, because at the end of the day, before this came out and people were starting to go get along to the fact that something wasn't right. She was going to use it to buy a sandwich from Arby's. How much is a sandwich? $107 worth. So when people were starting to come along, like get along with like, okay, yeah, maybe this isn't right. People were going off on people in the comments. Oh, now that she's found, y'all are mad. Black people are so trifling. Y'all was praying for her. Now you mad that she home. That wasn't it. We're not mad that she home. You think you're owed something? We are. Everyone posted her.
That's a good question. There's a lot of people in here. Do you feel that she owes us an explanation in terms of the public that prayed for her and hoped for her to come home? Now, Danielle, before they answer that, please tell everyone about the search team.
Yes. So the search team were the feet on the ground, the boots on the ground.
These people were searching. They looking
in Birmingham. They didn't find out about her. They didn't receive a text message in a group chat. They didn't receive an email, a phone call telling them to halt the search because Carlee was home. They found out on the news that Carlee was home. So if I'm not a person who, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't get around to praying for Carlee. I'm going to be real honest. I didn't get the chance. I didn't get the chance.
Was it on your list? Was Carlee on your list?
I'm gonna be honest. I have a lot going on. No, she wasn't, but she was probably gonna make it eventually.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I was so busy, wrapped up investigating. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna be one of those people who said I prayed for her and I didn't. I'm sorry.
Charles, do we think that she will be able to live a normal life going forward?
No.
I don't know if y'all follow me on TikTok. I recommended that she maybe become a fiction writer. She did a really good job putting this together.
Well, she should become a fiction writer under a different name.
They're going to fire her at the spa. They're going to fire her at the spa. She's not going to have a job.
She's already fired.
What about the boyfriend? So she has a supposedly she has a boyfriend, y'all. He posted like this big thing about his girlfriend missing. Well, apparently after the press conference, he deleted it.
So, and maybe he didn't know. Maybe he wasn't a part of the bamboozling.
Okay, we have someone that feels differently. I think she needs to be held accountable. I think she needs to seek some help, but she don't owe an explanation. You can't explain cray. She doesn't.
I would have to disagree. This is why I would have to disagree and not owing an explanation, because some people actually did pray. Some people actually went hard and went to their prayer closet. Some people got on their knees and interceded on her behalf. And that is fair. Exactly, just like Anita. Those people, it's not that we're owed it.
Big hearts. There are people with big hearts that actually cared.
Yeah.
I know. I'm talking to one of my line sisters, and she was like shook by the story. Like, it bothered her. She went home and talked about it with her husband, and it became a scary thing. Same thing. I spoke with Anita about it. It was a scary thing that impacted people. So I don't think it's fair that it's something that impacted others' lives. So then here's the question. Let's talk about the baby real quick. Where's the baby, y'all?
Well, she did say she heard the baby in the 18-wheeler.
I don't even know. Real quick, because Megan says that the boyfriend deleted the post. He said he's done with her too. I'm questioning if maybe this is why she did it.
I think, well, that's a lot of allegations have been made saying that there was something going on with the boyfriend and her, and that she actually went to go see a younger man, possibly around the age of 17.
Well, I'm concerned that when Carlee was missing and Carlee said that there was a baby that was seen on the interstate, the entire world, no one was worried about where the baby was.
That's the first thing I said to my friend. I said, girl, well, where is the baby? Are we not going to start looking for the baby? Are they not going to?
She gave a description.
Well, right, but they didn't give us. They wouldn't even give us a description of the people that snatched her. Now y'all haven't had her, but y'all can't tell us nothing. We don't know anything. We just don't. We're just in the blue. It wasn't a baby. Yes, there was no baby, y'all.
At this point, this is her safest bet.
Yeah, she has to.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm not even sure if that would work.
Well, they said they haven't pressed any charges against her as of yet. They just want to talk to her.
They can't press charges yet because they're trying to account for the 49 hours that she's missing. There were there's another, this case is very similar to this lady named Sharon Capini or something.
Yep.
Sherry Capini.
She did a similar thing. I saw that.
She went missing for like 3 weeks and decided to come back. You can't do that when people now are like invested and they're really hoping that you're coming home. I'm really glad that she's home, but you didn't have to go. It got out of hand. I really do think that it got out of hand.
You have another clip to play?
I don't think so. No. Oh, I have just the audio. No. I don't have another clip.
Oh, because I had to step away for a second. So I was hoping you could play a clip. It's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Is your food burning or something?
Yeah, it's my food. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Go ahead. I'll talk to the people.
No. We're good.
It's fine.
And that's a good point too. Everything isn't mental health related. Some people are just dumb. So as people, we tend to find excuses. And that's where the concern comes in with this. So we did not just spend almost 45 minutes talking about Carlee Russell just for that. We decided to do this show because we're concerned that we all jumped on the bandwagon, not only because the baby was involved, but because she was Black.
Yes, that is mainly why.
And we didn't know the story. I personally think the celebrities that jumped on board too quick.
Yeah.
Did a little digging. Do y'all have her phone? So like, did anybody talk about her phone records? Anybody talk about what she did the day before? Like, have y'all talked to her friends? Is she in a back? Because technically, she was never stated as taken.
No, we came up with that narrative. We said that she was sex trafficked and abducted and kidnapped. The news never said that.
Right. True.
So that's on us. That's on us. We believed blindly and we just went ahead and went with it. That doesn't mean we shouldn't, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't go search for the next missing Black girl. That's not the case. I just think that we went so hard, like, y'all better find this Black woman because Black women ain't seen. They always missing and ain't nobody looking for them.
And it seems like Hoover did a great job.
They did an amazing. They were on the scene within 4 minutes.
They said she called 911. They were on the scene within 4 minutes and she was gone. No baby. She was gone. The man with the red hair.
With the ball spot. It's just, it is true though. Charles is right. The next big one is probably going to get a little bit of feedback, a little bit of talk. People aren't going to want to believe it. But we just think that everyone should just take this as Carlee was a one-off. This was a one-off, y'all. I think so, because I think that you can look at some of the elements behind around the case, and it's not normal. Missing Black women it's not a lot of these things. There's not a lot of when women go missing.
Right.
Cell phones aren't left behind. Wigs aren't left behind. Things like that are not left behind when these women go missing.
It's just they're taking stuff from her job and then going, why did you need a roll of toilet paper and a robe? You live with your parents. If you live with your parents, you already know they got toilet paper.
Because she was going to the Red Roof Inn.
She was going to the Red Roof Inn. Possibly she was going to get a abortion.
At the Red Roof?
No, she couldn't. Afterwards, I'm assuming after an abortion, you may want some downtime. I don't know, but she couldn't go right back home. I'm assuming.
Yes, that is true. You do need downtime after an abortion. That is true.
So I'm assuming that was what the plan was, if that's the situation. I'm just hoping that there's like a real big reason for why she had to do this. Like
there's no reason that will make this right.
It just had to be like, can you imagine being her friend?
There's no reason that will make this right.
Like if you're her homegirl.
I would be like, I knew she was always crazy, y'all, but I mean, I love her.
I mean, she was a little off. Yeah, it's just that the hotel piece messed it up. The searches messed it up. Her internet searches pretty much changed the momentum of the case.
Yeah, and I also feel really bad for the people who were on the boots searching for her. Specifically, one lady, her daughter actually went missing and was found dead. I can't remember her first name, but I think her last name was Blanchard. And she was going hard trying to find Carlee with that family and walking them through the process and trying so much. To be a person who already went through that and has to relive it for someone else. And then to find out that you just out here playing hooky on life.
Girl, life ain't like that. Trust me.
That's not right. So that lady specifically owes an explanation. You owe her an explanation.
Yeah. It's the people that have. I mean, everyone prayed and was worried, but it's the hands-on. It's those, or it's like the Hoover cops, right? Like we have a tendency to talk very negatively about cops. And in this situation, they did everything right.
Yeah, the FBI was involved.
They did everything that you would want them to do for your family member.
Yes.
Right. And then here we are. We look to see, apparently you've been plotting for the last couple of days on how to get the hell up out of town and how much it would cost for an Amber Alert, baby. When did Amber Alert start costing money? Is that something
she's not smart?
Let me know. I'm not into this stuff, but I didn't think you had to pay for an Amber Alert. You don't, Tasha. I think they also said that she did some type of search about the age too, like how old. Yeah, she searched what's the maximum age for an Amber Alert. So I'm assuming she didn't want an Amber Alert because she's 25. Right. She didn't want an Amber Alert. She was hoping this wasn't going to be like this. Would only affect the boyfriend or her parents, but. In today's world, you got social media, you have the internet that is ready for you, and people jumped on it quick. They jumped on it very quick, and that's probably why she came home, to be very honest. We may have been planning on staying out a little longer. I did see some screenshots from someone that said that they are a close family friend, and she said that she just was like, oh no, I've really messed up. I got to come home. Yeah, it's a very, very sad story. And I hope that you guys were able to get something from this episode. We were able to kind of break it all down for you. Let's see. Mother's false Amber Alert cost taxpayers at least $500,000. Oh my gosh. So with that being said, y'all don't think she owes somebody an explanation? Yeah, I agree. It's Hoover, Alabama. I don't know, but I'm just guessing they don't have money out the boatload. I was going to say on the press conference, they said tons of money was spent. All expenses were they used all of their resources to search for this girl. Yeah. Thank you, Shantina. The resources were searched. And then at some point, Did we notice that they said that there's not a threat?
The chief of police, I believe, he said, so, is there an abductor still out there? He said, we do believe that there is not a threat, which is not what the mother said the day before that. The lady asked her, do you believe that there's an abductor out there? She said,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
There. But if there's an abductor still out there, why aren't you willing to help or tell us everything about what happened other than this story about you and Bozo and his girlfriend?
Because and then in that sense,
what happened to the baby, Carlee? Is the baby, was it Bozo's baby? Like, what are we doing here?
But in regards to that, that family, even let's say it was a real story and they were answering in this way, that is the most selfish thing, to not prepare others so it won't happen again. So your daughter knows what they look like, but she doesn't want to talk because she's too traumatized.
So it's okay. You got your daughter back. Now I got to worry about mine. But you don't care. That's
not making it make sense.
And what if the baby if this was all criminal, what if the baby was a baby that was kidnapped?
That was my initial thought process.
Now there's a baby out there that's with criminals, and you guys aren't willing to talk about any of this because Carlee's home. That's all we care about. But you made this national news, and Carlee did a lot of different things. If this is true, Carlee did a lot of different things that made people raise their eyes. So in this case, why wouldn't you want to be super helpful? Because I didn't do nothing wrong. Somebody kidnapped me. I was just trying to help a baby.
Right.
Which makes no sense, because if you look at the highway, you look at how dark the highway was, it was too dark for anybody to do anything with.
Nope.
So you telling me that it was a baby in the bottom part of the woods? Oh, honey, I would have sat in that car with the doors locked.
Sorry, I would have kept driving, y'all. I know I seem real cruel.
Well, I'm saying she called 911. So
that's all I would have been able to do.
Put yourself in a point where you call 911. So you saying you would have called and kept going?
I'd have been like, the
lady asked her to stay. Did you hear that?
She was like, I'm sorry, sis, I've already left. I'm a Black woman in Hoover, Alabama. I can't stop. It would be me and the baby dead. That don't make sense to me.
Yeah. She's got people staying up late to see if they found the baby on 11 o'clock news. There ain't no baby, y'all. The search for the baby is over.
But people, like, in the beginning, nobody was worried about the baby. I feel like me and Tasha was the only ones like, where the baby at? Dang, is baby okay?
Only thing we were worried about was Carlee, and all of our African American, the culture was worried about Carlee heavy. The Beehive's mama, everybody was worried about Carlee.
That's right, Rolinda. Me and Rolinda on the same page. Call 911 and keep going.
Yeah, it's not. It's in this case, it was 9:30 at night. It was very unsafe. It's very, very unsafe. Okay, guys.
Yeah. So the whole message, we're glad y'all finally came in. It's late now. We gotta go.
Back.
We're about to run this back and share it, because there are some great details and some great evidence in here. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say
a couple of different things she could have did that would have been a little bit more smarter. Their common sense does not something that everybody has. So if it is a situation, that's if. But currently at this time, we believe it was a false call. That's a false 911 call that she made. That she did not. She did all that, and then you have to question: was there even a call to her parents and all of that, or was that call
sister-in-law or
sister-in-law? Was that call fake? You know what I mean? You got to look at that.
And I'll say this, and this will be my last thing in regards to her not being very intelligent in this day and time. There is sex trafficking is heavy. Where I'm in Atlanta and she's in Alabama, we're not that far away from each other in regards to distance. So if people are snatching bodies everywhere,
we need to know. We need to know how. If they're snatching bodies and they're snatching by using babies as bait, please tell us.
My thing is that's how I know she is not that stupid. This was premeditated. When I go to walk at the river, there's like a river nearby that I walk at. there has been a couple of times where a white van has parked next to my car. What do? And it's parked on the driver's side. I'm going to get in on the passenger side and crawl over. Now, that's my instinct because I live in Atlanta. Even if I lived in Virginia, I would be like,
if something's not right, something's not right.
Something's not right. And even if that wasn't true and the man was just cutting grass at the river, which is possible, I'm going to take my precaution and make sure that I'm good before putting myself in a dangerous situation. That's when you're on an airplane and they tell you to help yourself first and then take care of your child. They say that. Grab your mask first and then help the person next to you. Don't they do that?
Yes. Carlee's a problem. Carlee, my letter to Carlee, unfortunately things have gone awry. It's your best that you go ahead and throw in a towel and come on and tell us a little bit more. I don't really think there's much more for her to tell because I think the story is already out.
It's unfolded, but we would like, the police is like, we're going to have to account for all 49 hours. And I think that's what's taking much longer because one, they can't talk to her because they are being so polite, which is mind-boggling to me.
And it's a country town.
It's mind-boggling how polite they're being.
So polite. We're talking about trafficking and people kidnapping, and he said that they use tissues on door handles, soaked in chemicals that make you faint, or just put the substance on your door handle. So things women, men, be careful out there. That's super important.
Yeah. So I think everyone pretty much knows the dangers of the world. I think that people who don't know want to be snatched sometimes, like her.
Well, she wasn't snatched.
Well, she took herself.
Disappeared. That's what she did. She disappeared on her own accord. Yes. Sister Carlee, please come to the front of the congregation. Yes. You need some healing and some training. We got a lot to do with you. Carlee gonna be going to church online for the next 2 to 3 years, baby. You ain't even gonna be going to church. Can you imagine?
No, she can't. Like, her life is pretty much changed forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably was all over a boy or a man child.
Because there were some text messages, I think, or some DMs that surfaced of her arguing with another woman about her boyfriend days before that. So, and there were some tweets, some things that she tweeted before. So be careful if you're planning on doing any type of a crime. Please.
You're here talking about Taken is my favorite movie on Twitter.
It's as bad as criminals like going to Walmart and buying rope and shovels the days before they did the crime. What?
So I was watching this investigator, and she said this is basically an emotional crime because if we think about it, something probably did happen. Her life was unraveling, and she was unhinged, and so she just was acting out, which is possible.
I get it.
Well, I'm sure there will be a Lifetime movie after this. This will be a great Lifetime movie. I will watch it.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good movie. Any lasting words for the people as we wrap them up?
No, I guess my lasting word is let's not be sheep. Let's continue to support our sisters and brothers, but let's just not be sheep. Let's have a mind of our own and use your resources to do your own investigation if you care to. If you care not to, then that's fine as well. I mean, you can or not.
Lasting words. Lean on your people. You're having a bad day, whether it's God, find someone to talk to. You do not have to resort to these types of activities that she resorted to. If you feel like you're having some type of a breakdown, find someone or something to help you. Because at this point, she has cost a lot of people a lot of money, a lot of, stress and emotional distress at this point. So, I mean, this is out of hand. And so if anybody out there has ever thought about doing something like this, because the mind is a very odd thing. So I'm not judging. Therapy is definitely needed. But if you've ever thought of something like this, you might want to rethink it. But thanks for tuning in, y'all. We appreciate it. Y'all showed up and showed out.
Yes, and if you did watch tonight, please go back and reshare on whatever platforms that you guys use. We hope that tonight's show provided you with some entertainment, but also provided you with some good facts and something to take away, so that you can go out in the world and be better and change better. So we spent the hour pouring into you guys so that you can go out in the world and pour into others. We'll see you guys next week, maybe. We're not sure yet, but we trying. All right, guys, have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.